What if I told you that your money is already trying to communicate with you right now? That before a single dollar shows up in your bank account, your wealth sends you messages through a secret language most people completely ignore. I'm going to share with you 6 unmistakable signs that money is racing toward you at this very moment. And the final sign will completely change how you see reality itself. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll never miss these signals again. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how a mother knows her child is coming down with a fever before any symptoms appear? There's an invisible communication happening, a knowing that transcends the physical senses. The same phenomenon occurs between you and your wealth. Your money exists first in consciousness, then in form. Everything you see in the physical world is simply consciousness, pushed out, hardened imagination, if you will. And just like that mother's intuition, your consciousness begins receiving signals from your wealth long before your bank account reflects it. Picture this. You're sitting in your favorite chair, and suddenly something shifts inside you. Not in your bank account, not in your job, but in the very fabric of your being. This is what I call living in the end. And when you truly enter this state, reality has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your inner conviction. Your imagination isn't just daydreaming. It's the creative force of the universe itself working through you. It's the same power that moves the planets, grows the trees, and beats your heart. And when you've successfully impressed your subconscious with the feeling of wealth, it begins speaking back to you in a language older than words. But here's what nobody tells you about these signs, and this might completely shock you. They're not signs that money is coming. They're proof that it's already here in the only place that matters, your consciousness. The first sign isn't what most people expect. It's not excitement or wild anticipation. It's the opposite. It's a profound quietness that settles over you like morning mist on a still lake. You wake up one day and realize you're no longer chasing money with that familiar desperation. The clawing need is gone. The midnight worry sessions have ended. The constant checking of your bank account, the mental calculations of bills and expenses, all of it simply stops. Not because you've given up, but because you've arrived at a place far more powerful than hope or wish. This isn't resignation. This is recognition. You've entered what I call the dwelling place of abundance. You're no longer trying to become wealthy. You simply are wealthy in consciousness. And consciousness is all there is. Think about it this way. Does a king beg for his crown? Does the ocean worry about being wet? When this deep peace settles over you, you've stopped begging for wealth and started wearing it in your mind. The outer world has no choice but to crown you with what you've already claimed within. I remember when this happened to me. I was sitting in my car after a particularly stressful day, bills piled on my passenger seat, and suddenly I just stopped. The worry lifted like fog. I didn't try to make it happened to me. I realized later that this was the moment I had truly accepted wealth in consciousness. Everything that followed was simply the outer world catching up to my inner reality. But this peace comes with a warning that most manifestation teachers won't tell you. When this stillness arrives, your ego might panic. It's used to the drama of lack, the familiar story of struggle. It might whisper, "You're giving up. You should be doing more." Don't listen. This peace isn't passivity, it's power. It's the power of knowing that the work is done in consciousness. And consciousness is where all creation begins. The Bible says, "Be still and know that I am God." In manifestation terms, this translates to, "Be still and know that I am wealth." When you can sit in this knowing without wavering, without needing to see immediate proof, you've mastered the first law of creation. Now, this next sign is so subtle that 99% of people dismiss it as just a good mood, but it's actually the most reliable proof that your manifestation is complete in consciousness. Have you ever found yourself smiling at absolutely nothing, walking lighter down the street, humming a tune you can't remember learning, laughing at jokes that aren't particularly funny? This causeless joy isn't random. It's your soul celebrating what it already knows to be true. Your inner being has received the wealth, and it's throwing a party while your physical eyes are still catching up. This is what I mean when I say, The inner man sees what the outer man has yet to experience. Let me share something profound with you. Emotion is the language of the subconscious mind. When you successfully impress your subconscious with an idea, really impress it, not just think about it, it responds with feeling, and when you've truly impressed it with wealth, it responds with the feeling of wealth, joy, lightness, celebration. This joy is different from happiness based on circumstances. Circumstantial happiness comes and goes with events. But this joy springs from the well of knowing. It's your deeper self reacting to what has already happened in the invisible realm, the only realm that truly matters. I've seen this countless times. A woman came to me once, desperate about her financial situation. For weeks she practiced living in the end, assuming the feeling of wealth. Then one morning, she called me laughing. "I don't know why," she said, "but I woke up giggling. Nothing's changed in my bank account, but I feel like I've won the lottery." 3 weeks later, she received an unexpected inheritance from a distant relative she'd forgotten about. But here's the crucial part most people miss about this joy. When this causeless happiness bubbles up, don't analyze it. Don't question it. Don't let your logical mind talk you out of it with phrases like "nothing's changed yet," or "I'm just being foolish." Dance with it. Expand it. Let it fill every cell of your being. This joy is your wealth, announcing its arrival through the language of emotion. It's the feeling of wealth made manifest in consciousness. And remember, consciousness is the only reality. Everything else is just consciousness pushed out into form. The mystics understood this. They spoke of the peace that passeth understanding and joy unspeakable. They weren't talking about emotions based on circumstances. They were talking about the natural state of being when you're aligned with truth, and the truth is that you already are what you seek to become. Sign number 3 is when the night speaks in gold. Your subconscious mind never sleeps. It's working 24 hours a day, processing, creating, manifesting. And when it has truly accepted the impression of wealth, when you've successfully convinced it that you are wealthy, it begins to dream in the currency of abundance. You might find yourself dreaming of golden rivers flowing through your bedroom, vaults opening at your mere touch, revealing treasures beyond counting, checks with your name written in elegant script, amounts that make you gasp even in sleep, money raining from clear skies while you dance beneath it, arms outstretched. These aren't wishful fantasies or random neural firings. Your dream is showing you what you've successfully planted in the creative soil of your subconscious mind. And if you've been seeing repeating numbers like 1111 or 888 everywhere you look, you need to understand what this really means, because it's not what most numerology websites tell you. Numbers are the universe's way of nodding at you, confirming that you're walking in harmony with the creative law. But they're not causing your manifestation, they're reflecting it. When you see 1111, it's not the number creating rapid manifestation. It's your consciousness, aligned with wealth, being reflected back to you through the symbols you encounter. These numbers don't bring you money. Your assumption of wealth causes you to notice these numbers as a confirmation of what you've already accepted within. The number is a mirror, not a magic wand. I had a client who started seeing 777 everywhere. After weeks of assuming wealth, on receipts, clocks, license plates, page numbers, she asked me if this meant money was coming. I told her money isn't coming. Money is already here in consciousness. The numbers are just your outer world, keeping up with your inner reality. The subconscious speaks in symbols because it doesn't think in words like the conscious mind. It thinks in images, feelings, and impressions. When you dream of waterfalls, of gold coins, your subconscious is saying, "I have received the impression of abundance. I am now creating from this blueprint." And there's a secret about these dream symbols that can supercharge your manifestation. When you wake from these wealth dreams, don't just dismiss them and rush into your day. Linger in the feeling they created. Let that dream joy permeate your waking consciousness. The dream was a gift from your subconscious, a preview of coming attractions. Honor it, expand it, carry that feeling into your day like a precious treasure. This is how you bridge the gap between the invisible and the visible. The dream shows you what exists in consciousness. Your job is to feel it real until it becomes real in form. This next sign is where most people make a critical mistake that stops their entire manifestation, And I'm going to show you exactly how to avoid it. Before the flood, there's always a trickle. Before the harvest, there's always the first fruit. Your wealth doesn't usually arrive in one dramatic moment. It seeps into your reality like dawn, gradually and then suddenly all at once. You might receive an unexpected refund in the mail, find $20 in an old jacket pocket, have someone unexpectedly pay for your coffee, get a discount at the exact moment you needed it most, receive a gift card from a friend who just thought of you. These aren't accidents. They're previews of a coming attraction. But here's where most people sabotage themselves. They see these small gifts and think, this isn't what I asked for. I wanted $1 million, not $20. The moment you judge the gift, you stop the flow. The moment you dismiss the small, you block the large. I taught you that the end contains the beginning, and the beginning contains the end. These small financial gifts are the beginning of your larger manifestation, trying to express itself. They're proof that the dam is cracking, that abundance is finding its way to you. Let me tell you about Sarah, one of my students. She had been visualizing $10,000 for months, with no results. Then she started finding coins everywhere, in her couch cushions, on sidewalks, in her car. Instead of celebrating, she complained, I'm manifesting pennies instead of thousands. I explained that she was actually manifesting perfectly. The pennies were evidence that money was beginning to flow to her. I told her to celebrate every coin as if it were $1,000 bill. She changed her attitude, and within 2 weeks, she received a bonus at work. Exactly $10,000. The pennies weren't her manifestation failing, they were her manifestation beginning. Here's the secret that can turn these small signs into an avalanche of abundance. Gratitude is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. When you receive these small financial gifts with the same joy you'd feel receiving millions, you're telling your subconscious mind, I am someone who receives money easily and joyfully. And what you consistently feel to be true, your world must reflect. Every drop belongs to the ocean you're calling forth. Celebrate the drops, and the ocean follows. This isn't just positive thinking. This is understanding how consciousness creates reality. The law doesn't distinguish between large and small. To consciousness, a penny and $1 million are the same thing. They're both expressions of the assumption, I am wealthy. When you can feel equally wealthy receiving a free coffee as you would receiving a lottery jackpot, you've mastered the feeling of wealth, and feeling is the secret. This next sign is the most powerful of all. And when it happens to you, you'll understand why I call it the pearl of great price. There comes a moment, quiet, often unexpected, when something profound shifts in your being. You're not hoping for wealth anymore. You're not even having faith in it. You simply know, with the same certainty that you know your own name, you know that you are wealthy. This knowing doesn't come from your logical mind with its evidence and proof. It comes from the same place your heartbeat comes from. Automatic, natural, undeniable. It's not something you think, it's something you are. When this knowing settles into your bones, doubt becomes literally impossible. Not because you're forcing positive thoughts, but because doubt would be as ridiculous as doubting that water is wet or that fire is hot. You've moved from wanting wealth to being wealth in consciousness. I remember the exact moment this happened to me. I was walking to my mailbox, the same walk I'd made thousands of times before. But something was different. I wasn't hoping to find a check or worrying about bills. I was just walking as a wealthy person walks, not performing wealth, not pretending wealth, but simply moving through the world as someone for whom money flows naturally and abundantly. It wasn't a thought. It was a recognition, like suddenly realizing you've been speaking a foreign language fluently without trying. The knowing was already there. I just finally noticed it. But this knowing comes with a test that separates the true manifestors from the wishful thinkers. When this knowing arrives, circumstances might not change immediately. In fact, they might seem to get worse for a moment, what I call the bridge of incidents. This is when many people lose faith. They think, if I really know I'm wealthy, why am I still getting bills? Why hasn't my bank account changed? But the knowing doesn't depend on circumstances. Circumstances depend on the knowing. When you truly know you are wealthy, not hope, not believe, but know, Your outer world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your inner conviction. This is why I say, do not be concerned with how it will happen. Your job is to know that it is happening. The how is not your department. The what is not your department. Your only job is to know and to persist in that knowing until it hardens into fact. The knowing is consciousness becoming aware of itself as what it desires to be. And consciousness is the only reality there is. This final sign will completely change how you see your entire world. Because once you understand this, you'll realize that nothing is ever really happening to you. When you've truly shifted in consciousness, when you've genuinely assumed the feeling of wealth, something magical begins to occur. The world around you starts reflecting your new inner state like a perfect mirror. Suddenly, everyone around you starts talking about money, but not in the way you used to hear it. Instead of complaints about lack, you hear stories of abundance. A coworker mentions getting an unexpected raise. A friend talks about a profitable investment. A stranger in line ahead of you discusses their financial windfall. You start seeing symbols of wealth everywhere. Luxury cars that somehow appear in your vision just when you need encouragement. Gold jewelry catching the light at just the right moment. Success stories appearing in your social media feed. Headlines about prosperity crossing your path at perfect timing. The world has become a mirror, reflecting back your inner state of abundance. This isn't coincidence, it's the law in action. As above, so below. As within, so without. Your consciousness has shifted, and your world is simply keeping up with who you've become. But here's what's truly profound about this sign. These things were always there. The wealthy conversations, the luxury cars, the success stories, they were always happening around you. But when you were operating from a consciousness of lack, you literally couldn't see them. Your awareness was filtered through the lens of scarcity. Now that you've shifted to a consciousness of abundance, you're tuned to a different frequency. You're receiving different signals from the same world. It's like changing the channel on a radio. You're not creating new radio waves. You're just receiving the ones that match your new frequency. But here's the part that will blow your mind about this mirroring effect. You're not just observing these reflections, you're actually calling them forth. Your consciousness of wealth is magnetizing these experiences, conversations, and symbols into your awareness. You're not a passive observer of reality, you're an active creator of it. When you overhear someone talking about their financial success, they're speaking your thoughts through their lips. When you see a billboard about financial freedom, it's your consciousness creating that perfect timing. When abundance starts showing up in your conversations, your entertainment, your daily encounters, it's because you've become abundant in consciousness first. This is the deepest secret. There is no outer world separate from your consciousness. Everything you experience is consciousness pushed out. Change consciousness, and you change experience. Change the inner, and the outer must follow. Now here's something crucial that most manifestation teachers won't tell you. And it might be the difference between your success and failure. Between the inner change and the outer manifestation, there's usually what I call the bridge of incidents. This is a series of seemingly natural events that lead to your manifestation. It might look like coincidence, luck, or just the right place at the right time, but it's actually your consciousness orchestrating reality. You might get a phone call from an old friend who offers you a business opportunity. A conversation with a stranger might lead to a job offer. You might feel compelled to take a different route to work and discover something that changes your financial situation. These aren't accidents. They're your assumption of wealth expressing itself through what appears to be natural circumstances. The key is to remain faithful to your assumption, even as these incidents unfold. Don't get caught up in trying to figure out how it's happening. Just trust that it is happening, because in consciousness, it already has happened. Remember, you don't get what you want in life. You get what you are. When you've truly assumed the feeling of wealth, when you've dwelt in that state until it feels as natural as your own skin, these signs will appear as naturally as flowers bloom in spring. Your job isn't to make the money come. Your job is to live as though it's already here. To think from wealth, not toward it. To assume the feeling of abundance until it becomes as automatic as breathing. This is what I mean by living from the end. You don't live hoping for wealth. You live as wealth. You don't act wealthy to get money. You act wealthy because in consciousness you are wealthy, and consciousness is the only reality. Now, here's the most important thing I can tell you about all of these signs. They're not signs that money is coming to you. They're proof that you've become someone to whom money comes naturally. They're evidence that you've shifted from the consciousness of lack to the consciousness of abundance. And that shift in consciousness is the manifestation. Everything else is just the outer world catching up. The final truth is this: the money you've been seeking has been seeking you just as passionately. It exists in consciousness, waiting for you to claim it, to assume it, to become it. These signs prove it's already found you. Now you just need to open the door by persisting in the assumption that you are wealthy. Trust the process. Honor the signs. Live in the end. Your wealth isn't coming, it's already here, speaking to you in the sacred language of consciousness. And consciousness is the only reality there is. The same power that spun the galaxies into existence, that orchestrates the dance of atoms and the rhythm of seasons, is the power that moves through your imagination. It's your power. It's you pushed out into infinite expression. Use it wisely. Use it boldly. Use it now. Because you are not just a manifester of wealth. You are wealth, seeking its own expression through the magnificent vessel of your consciousness. And that, my friend, is the greatest secret of all.
Do you know someone who gets angry, anxious, or upset over the smallest things? A surprising number of people have trouble restraining their emotions, especially during periods of stress and uncertainty. When something doesn't go their way, they get overwhelmed by extreme feelings like rage or distress, transforming even the most minor conflicts into damaging and embarrassing situations. For example, let's say you're debating with someone about a subject you both care about, like sports or politics. All you want to do is make your point, but the other person seems to be getting angrier and angrier. Perhaps they raise their voice or make derogatory comments about you or your beliefs. What starts as a friendly debate escalates into swearing, name-calling, and personal criticisms. Why? Because not everyone knows how to control their emotions. When they hear something they don't like, many people react impulsively, like a wave of frustration and volatility is crashing onto their heads. These people may be prone to feelings of defensiveness, as if any opposition is an insult to their character. They might become angry that people aren't validating their ideas, or because they're struggling to communicate exactly what they mean. Once these emotions start swirling in their heads, they're likely to make bad decisions. They may become desperate to get their way, damaging their relationships and hurting the people they care about. Only after the dust settles do they realize the damage they've done. If you find yourself in a similar situation where your emotions are tested, how can you prevent your emotions from spiraling out of control? In this video, we're going to discuss 12 powerful habits anyone can use to master what's known as non-reacting. The basic idea is simple. By recognizing extreme emotions and delaying impulsive reactions, you can make good decisions when it matters most. These habits will help you do just that. Many of these tricks and techniques are employed by highly disciplined people every single day. Like exercising physical muscles, it takes time and consistent effort to build real emotional discipline. But with these everyday habits, you'll learn to control your emotions and navigate any situation with patience and composure. Number 1. Chemical countdown. When you experience an emotional conflict, chemicals rush into your brain that motivate extreme reactions and impulsive behaviors. If you want to control your emotions, you need to wait for that rush of chemicals to disappear before taking action. One simple trick is to close your eyes and count to 5. During those 5 seconds, the chemicals in your brain will slow down enough to see your situation clearly. I know it sounds simple, but those 5 seconds can spare you from years of impulsiveness and regret. Number 2. Find your roots. When you feel strong emotions bubbling up inside you, try searching for the root of the problem. In other words, ask yourself why you might be feeling the way you're feeling. If you're impulsively angry about something someone said, ask yourself why their comment triggered such a strong emotional reaction. This habit immediately changes your perspective, forcing you to step back and analyze your emotions from the outside. This instantly puts you in a position of emotional control, and it reveals what's really causing your distress. Often, the source of a feeling isn't what it appears. Once you find it, you can face the actual problem without doing damage to yourself or others. Number 3. Sources of resentment. Many of us have a bad habit of stewing on feelings of anger or resentment. Let's say you have an argument with a friend. You both walk away feeling hurt and irritated. But instead of expressing those feelings and finding a solution, you allow your anger inside you to simmer and grow. Over time, you may even lose track of why you were angry in the first place. The longer you wait to resolve these feelings, the harder it becomes to make those emotions go away. This is true of many negative emotions, like sadness or embarrassment. Ignoring these feelings can create lasting emotional turmoil, so speak up and resolve your feelings before it's too late. Number 4. Name your emotions. We often struggle to control our emotions because we don't really know what we're feeling. All we recognize is a swirling cloud of thoughts and feelings. Our emotions become muddled and frustrating, so we seek immediate relief instead of understanding what's going wrong. In situations like this, try naming your emotions. As soon as you feel something bubbling up inside you, ask yourself, what exactly am I feeling? Am I angry or sad, impatient or embarrassed? Once you put a name to your emotions, they become smaller, simpler, and easier to understand. Number 5, manage your stress. Stress has a significant effect on your emotional state. When you're stressed, your patience and discipline wear thin. It feels like the world is crashing down all around you, and minor things may trigger extreme emotional outbursts and irrational decisions. Any kind of stress can impact your emotional state, so make a habit of relieving some stress every day. There are plenty of stress-relieving activities out there, like writing, meditation, and exercise. Any of these habits, if practiced regularly, may lower your stress levels, making it much easier to process and control your emotions. Number 6, opportunities for expression. Many people lose control of their emotions because they don't allow themselves to express how they really feel. Men especially stuff their feelings down and pretend everything's fine until the day their emotions suddenly explode outward. This is when extreme emotions do the most damage to you and the people in your life. For your own sake, don't let your emotions fester in the back of your mind. Create opportunities to express your emotions on a regular basis. Write in a journal, talk with a loved one, or sit down with a mental health professional. Make self-expression a normal part of your routine, and you'll begin to understand yourself a whole lot better. Number 7, channel your feelings. Talking or writing aren't the only way to express emotions. You can also channel those feelings into activities like physical sports or creative hobbies. These activities occupy your mind and channel your energy in a way that brings calm and clarity. For example, if you're caught up in a stressful situation, you might try singing at the top of your lungs. There are dozens of activities like singing that release your feelings and change your state of mind. Find one that suits your interests. That way, you can channel your emotions into something constructive. Number 8, the empathy routine. When you're angry at someone, try thinking about your situation from their point of view. You may feel like you've been wronged, but it's possible the other person feels the same way. They might be in a challenging position, or like you, struggling to understand why they feel the way they feel. In either case, practicing empathy can neutralize extreme emotions and help the two of you find common ground. Even if you're not actively upset, this is a great habit for expanding your emotional intelligence. Practicing empathy challenges you to reflect on your feelings, question your assumptions, and approach every situation with a calm and collected state of mind. Number 9, possess your emotions. Are you ashamed of your emotions? Too many people avoid responsibility for their genuine feelings because they're embarrassed or ashamed to feel them. If someone asks you how you're feeling, you might pretend everything's okay and hide your emotions from the world. But this only deepens your emotional turmoil. When you're feeling overwhelmed, take responsibility for your emotions because there's nothing shameful about how you feel. Number 10, the boiling point. Even if you learn to control your emotions, you may be too upset to hold those emotions inside you. Some people call this the boiling point. It's the moment just before your feelings bubble up and explode. If you want to control your emotions, get to know your boiling point so that you never do or say something you regret. When you're almost over the edge, remove yourself from the situation and give yourself time to cool off. Number 11, create your mantra. Sometimes, when you're feeling strong emotions, it helps to remind yourself what you're working toward or what kind of person you want to be. A simple mantra or a meaningful phrase can help you find perspective and rise above negative emotions like anger or frustration. These feelings might be strong in the moment, but when you think about what really matters, it's easier to maintain control. It may take some time to find a mantra that's unique and special to you. There are all kinds of mantras out there, but often the powerful mantras are the ones you create for yourself. A few repetitions of this meaningful phrase can relieve stress, provide clarity, and remind you what's really important. Number 12, the power of breath. Many disciplined people have developed incredible patience and willpower using the simple power of their breath. You've probably heard about breathing exercises to relieve stress or anxiety, but why does breathing affect your emotional state? The first half of your breath, the inhale, influences your sympathetic nervous system, which controls your fight or flight response. Stopping for a deep breath of air dissuades impulsive behavior in favor of more logical decisions. The second half, the exhale, comes from your parasympathetic nervous system, which affects your ability to relax and calm down. Simply exhaling a breath of air can pacify negative feelings, giving you a sense of calm and control. Whenever your emotions are spiraling out of control, take a deep breath in and out. This simple exercise may be all you need to control your emotions and change your state of mind. Do you find it difficult sometimes to control your emotions? Leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share it with others. Thanks for watching. Have an absolutely amazing day.
My beautiful friends, what I'm about to share with you tonight will not only challenge everything you thought you knew about how reality works, it will give you hope in a way you may have forgotten was possible. Hidden within the fabric of consciousness itself lies a secret so profound, so immediate in its power, that 17 seconds, just 17 heartbeats, can become the bridge between the life you're living and the life your soul has been crying out for. This isn't theory. This isn't wishful thinking. This is a precise spiritual technology that operates according to laws as reliable as gravity itself. And tonight, you're going to discover exactly how to use it. But first, let me ask you something from my heart to yours. Have you ever had a moment, maybe just a fleeting second, where you felt so absolutely certain about something beautiful that hadn't happened yet? A moment where every cell in your body knew, beyond any shadow of doubt, that what you desired was already yours. If you have, then you've already glimpsed the miracle I'm talking about. You've already touched the edge of this 17-second gateway to everything your heart has ever wanted. Imagine, if you will, that all around you right now exists a field of pure potential. Every possible version of your life, every dream you've ever dared to dream, every solution to every problem you've ever faced, all of it exists right here, right now, in what quantum physicists call the field of infinite possibilities. Most people spend their entire lives unaware of this field, trapped in what I call the prison of circumstances, believing that what they see, hear, and touch is all there is. They've been taught to accept lack, to settle for less, to believe that their dreams are too big, too impossible, too much to ask for. But you, by the very fact that you're here tonight, seeking this knowledge, refusing to give up on your dreams, you're different. You sense there's more. Your soul knows there's a deeper game being played, and you're ready to step up and play it. The 17-second method is your key to this field. It's your access code to the quantum realm, where miracles are not only possible, they're inevitable. Now here's something that will astound you. Neuroscientists have discovered that when you maintain a coherent thought or feeling for exactly 17 seconds, something extraordinary happens in your brain. Your neural networks begin to fire in harmony. Your brain waves synchronize into what they call gamma coherence, the same state experienced by Tibetan monks during deep meditation, the same state reported by mystics throughout history during moments of divine revelation. But here's the part that will truly amaze you. In this state, your brain becomes a powerful electromagnetic transmitter. You're literally broadcasting your thoughts and feelings into the quantum field. And according to the fundamental laws of quantum mechanics, the field must respond. It has no choice. Think about this for a moment. The ancient masters spoke of this power thousands of years ago. They called it prayer, or manifestation, or the power of faith. Now modern science is confirming what they knew all along. Consciousness isn't produced by the brain. Consciousness uses the brain as a transmitting device. My dear friends, what I'm about to share with you isn't just a technique. It's a love letter from the universe to your heart. It's your personal invitation to step into the life you've been dreaming of, the life that's been waiting patiently for you to claim it. I know some of you listening tonight are carrying heavy hearts. Perhaps you've been struggling financially, watching others prosper while you barely make ends meet. Maybe you're lying awake at night, wondering if you'll ever find someone who truly understands and cherishes you. Perhaps you're battling illness, feeling betrayed by your own body, or maybe you're simply tired of dreams deferred, tired of hopes that seem to lead nowhere, tired of feeling powerless in your own life. If any of this resonates with you, I want you to know you are not alone, and you are not forgotten. The universe hasn't abandoned you. Your dreams aren't foolish. Your desires aren't too big. What you're about to learn can change everything. Not someday, but starting tonight. Step 1. Creating your sacred space. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine with me. Picture in your mind a beautiful sacred space. Perhaps a garden where everything blooms in perfect harmony, or a cozy room filled with golden light, or maybe a peaceful lakeside where the water reflects infinite possibilities. This is your sacred space, and it exists beyond the reach of bills, beyond the sting of rejection, beyond the fear of illness, beyond every limitation that has ever made you feel small. In this sacred space, miracles aren't rare, they're the natural order of things. In this space, your worthiness isn't questioned, it's celebrated. Here, your dreams aren't too big. They're exactly the right size for the magnificent soul that you are. Take a deep breath and feel yourself entering this space now. Feel the peace washing over you. Feel the love that surrounds you. This is where your 17 seconds will unfold. Step 2, awakening the feeling. Now, my beautiful friend, we come to the heart of everything. Forget what you've been taught about visualization. Forget trying to create perfect mental movies. The secret, the most precious secret, is feeling, but not just any feeling. The exact feeling you would have if your deepest desire were your reality right now, in this very moment. If you're struggling with money, I want you to feel something beautiful. Feel the deep exhale of relief when you truly know that you're provided for. Feel the lightness in your chest when financial stress dissolves. Feel the joy of being able to help someone you love, the warmth of generosity flowing through you, like sunshine. Let tears of gratitude fill your eyes as you feel what it's like to sleep peacefully, knowing tomorrow is taken care of. If your heart aches for love, don't focus on finding someone. Instead, feel yourself as deeply, completely cherished. Feel arms that hold you with such tenderness that every lonely night you've ever endured suddenly makes sense. It was all leading to this moment, this love, this perfect recognition of your worth. Feel the laughter bubbling up from deep within as you experience the joy of loving and being loved without condition. If illness has made your body feel like a stranger, feel into the miracle of perfect health. Feel energy coursing through every cell. Feel your body as a trusted friend again. Feel the confidence that comes with a body that serves you beautifully, the gratitude for breath that flows freely, for movement that brings joy instead of pain. Whatever your heart desires most, feel it as if it's happening right now. Not as a memory of the past or a hope for the future, but as your present reality. Let this feeling fill you so completely that you forget, just for these precious moments, that there was ever a time when you didn't have this. Step 3. The 17 sacred seconds. Here we are, my dear ones. This is your moment. This is where ordinary life transforms into extraordinary possibility. With your heart full of the feeling of your wish fulfilled, begin your journey through these 17 sacred heartbeats. Allow yourself to settle into this beautiful feeling, like sinking into the warmest, most comfortable embrace you've ever known. Breathe deeply and feel this reality washing over you like gentle waves of pure love. You're not pretending anymore, my dear friend. This is your life, and every cell in your being is recognizing this truth and celebrating it. Let yourself sink even deeper into this knowing, feeling how perfectly natural it is for you to have everything your heart desires. Allow gratitude to flow through you like honey through your veins, sweet and golden and nourishing. You are living your dream right now, in this very moment, and it feels so right, so perfect, so absolutely meant to be. Feel how you belong here, in this space of fulfillment and joy. This is what you were born for. This is your natural state of being. Notice how beautifully this fits you, how natural this feels, like putting on clothes that were tailored just for your soul. Let any whisper of doubt melt away like snow in warm sunshine, because you are worthy of this, and so much more than you've ever dared to imagine. Feel the infinite love the universe has for you, wrapping around you like the softest blanket of light. You are not asking any more. You are receiving with open arms and an open heart. This is your birthright, beautiful soul, so claim it with joy and confidence. Feel the magnificent power of your own consciousness, creating this reality. Feel yourself as the artist painting this masterpiece of your life. This is yours, completely and forever yours, sealed with the love of the universe itself. In these 17 seconds, something sacred happens. You're not the person who wants anymore. You're the person who has. You're not the person who hopes. You're the person who knows. You're not the person who struggles. You're the person who flourishes. Feel this transformation in every fiber of your being. Let it move you to tears if it wants to. Let it make you smile like you haven't smiled in years. Let it fill you with such peace, such certainty, such overwhelming gratitude that you know, beyond any shadow of doubt, that your life is about to change. And here's where the real magic begins. If you can extend that feeling to 34 seconds, just 17 seconds more, the momentum doubles. The quantum field receives an even stronger signal. Your brain creates even deeper neural pathways. You're literally rewiring your consciousness for success. At 68 seconds, the power quadruples. You're now generating what scientists call sustained gamma coherence, a state so powerful that it begins to influence not just your own quantum field, but the quantum field around you. And if you can reach 136 seconds, just over 2 minutes, something miraculous occurs. You create what I call quantum momentum. At this point, your manifestation isn't just probable, it becomes inevitable. The universe literally cannot help but respond to the signal you're broadcasting. Now you might wonder, why 17 seconds specifically? Why not 15 or 20? The answer lies in the deepest mysteries of consciousness itself. 17 seconds is the exact amount of time required for a thought to move from the realm of pure possibility into the realm of probability. It's the gestation period of manifestation. Think of it as the amount of time needed for a seed of consciousness to take root in the quantum field. Ancient wisdom traditions understood this. The Kabbalah speaks of the 17 paths of wisdom. Hindu scriptures mention the 17 breaths of creation. Indigenous shamans talk about the 17 heartbeats of transformation. They all intuited what modern science is now proving. 17 is the sacred number of manifestation. Now I must address something that will inevitably arise in your mind. Doubt. As you practice this method, your rational mind will protest. It will say, "This is impossible. This is just wishful thinking. Where's the evidence?" This is what I call the doubt barrier. And every conscious creator must learn to transcend it. Doubt isn't your enemy. It's simply the voice of your conditioned mind, the part of you that's been programmed to believe only in limitations. When doubt arises during your 17 seconds, don't fight it. Simply acknowledge it with compassion. Thank you, doubt, for trying to protect me, but I choose to explore what's possible beyond your boundaries. Then gently return to your feeling of the wish fulfilled. Remember, every great achievement in human history required someone to move beyond the doubt barrier. The Wright brothers doubted that humans could fly, until they didn't. Einstein doubted that time and space were relative, until he didn't. You have that same power to transcend doubt and step into the impossible. Here's something beautiful that will happen as you practice this method consistently. What I call the acceleration effect. The more you successfully hold the feeling of your wish fulfilled for 17 seconds, the easier it becomes. Your brain literally develops new neural pathways that make manifestation more natural. It's like building a muscle. The first time you try to hold that feeling for 17 seconds, it might feel awkward, forced. Your mind might wander. That's perfectly normal. But each time you practice, you're strengthening your manifestation muscle. You're becoming a more powerful conscious creator. Within a week of daily practice, you'll notice that 17 seconds feels effortless. Within a month, extending to 68 seconds becomes natural. Within 3 months, you'll discover that you can slip into manifestation consciousness at will, anywhere, anytime. And here's perhaps the most fascinating aspect of this work. As you change your inner state through these 17-second practices, your outer world begins to reshape itself in ways that will astound you. Opportunities that were always there suddenly become visible. People who can help you with your desires mysteriously appear in your life. Resources you need become available. Synchronicities multiply. It's as if the entire universe is conspiring to help you achieve your desires. But understand this clearly. The universe isn't changing for you. You're changing your frequency, your vibration, your quantum signature, and therefore you're perceiving and attracting a different version of the universe. One that was always there, waiting for you to tune into it. Once you've mastered the basic 17-second method, there are several advanced techniques that can amplify your power exponentially. Number 1, the gratitude amplifier. Before beginning your 17 seconds, spend a moment in deep gratitude for something you already have. This raises your vibrational frequency and makes your manifestation signal even more powerful. Number 2, the identity shift. Instead of focusing on having what you want, focus on being the kind of person who naturally possesses what you desire. This creates deeper, more lasting transformation. Number 3, the present moment portal. Practice your 17 seconds as if your desire is happening right now in this very moment. The quantum field exists only in the eternal now, so this technique creates the most direct connection. Number 4, the sensory immersion. Engage all your senses in your 17 seconds. What would you see, hear, feel, smell, even taste if your desire were your reality right now? The more senses you involve, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. There's one quality that separates successful manifestors from unsuccessful ones. Certainty. Not hope, not belief, not faith, but absolute, unshakable certainty. When you can feel certain about something that hasn't happened yet, when you can be as confident in your unseen desire as you are in the chair you're sitting on, then you've accessed the deepest level of manifestation power. This certainty isn't based on evidence, it's based on knowing. It's the same knowing that tells you the sun will rise tomorrow, that your heart will beat again in the next moment. It's beyond logic, beyond proof. It simply is. During your 17 seconds, cultivate this certainty. Feel it in your bones. Let it permeate every cell of your being. This is your desire's reality. This is your truth. This is what is. My friends, you stand at a crossroads tonight. Behind you lies the old way of living. Hoping, wishing, struggling against circumstances, feeling powerless. Ahead of you lies a new way of being, consciously creating, deliberately manifesting, living as the master of your fate. The bridge between these two realities is 17 seconds. Just 17 seconds of pure, focused feeling. 17 seconds of living in the end result. 17 seconds of being the person you desire to become. The choice is yours. You can listen to these words and let them fade into mere memory. Or you can take this knowledge and transform it into wisdom through practice. You can become living proof that consciousness is the only reality, that imagination is the creative power of the universe itself. Tonight, before you close your eyes to sleep, I want you to make a sacred promise to yourself. Choose one desire, just one beautiful, important desire, that would genuinely transform your life, or touch the lives of those you love with joy. Maybe it's freedom from the financial stress that keeps you awake at night. Maybe it's the healing your body has been waiting for. Maybe it's finding someone who sees the real you and loves every part of what they find. Maybe it's the creative breakthrough that's been calling to your soul. Whatever it is, choose it with love. Choose it with hope. Choose it knowing that the universe is conspiring in your favor. Create your sacred space. Feel yourself surrounded by infinite love and possibility. Establish your feeling tone. Not the feeling of wanting, but the feeling of having, of being, of celebrating what is already yours in the realm of consciousness. Begin your 17-second journey. And as you count those precious moments, remember that you're not just practicing a technique. You're exercising your divine birthright as a conscious creator. You're stepping into the truth of who you really are. Feel what it would feel like if this desire were already fulfilled. Not tomorrow, not next week, not someday, right now, in this eternal moment, where all possibilities exist simultaneously. Let that feeling wash over you, like the most beautiful music you've ever heard. Let it fill you so completely that there's no room for doubt, no space for fear, no possibility that this isn't already yours. I make you this sacred promise. If you practice this method faithfully, if you give it the love and dedication it deserves, your life will begin to transform in ways that will move you to tears of gratitude. What seems impossible today will become your joyful reality tomorrow. What feels like a distant dream will become the life you wake up to every morning. The 17-second method isn't just a manifestation technique. It's a love song between you and the universe. It's your personal invitation to step into the fullness of who you really are, a magnificent, powerful, beloved co-creator of reality itself. The moment has come to stop living as someone who wishes and start living as someone who receives. The moment has come to stop asking, "What if I'm not worthy?" and start declaring, "I am worthy of all the love, abundance, and joy the universe has to offer." Your 17 seconds of pure magic await you. Your new reality is just one focused, loving feeling away. The universe is not only listening, it's celebrating your decision to claim what has always been yours. The quantum field isn't just responsive. It's excited to deliver your desires. Your consciousness isn't just ready. It's rejoicing in its own creative power. This isn't about whether you deserve it. You do. This isn't about whether you're good enough. You are. This isn't about whether it's possible. It is. The only question that remains is what beautiful reality will you choose to create? Your transformation doesn't begin tomorrow. It doesn't begin next week. It begins with your next breath, with your next heartbeat, with your next choice, to believe in the magnificent possibility of your dreams. Feel the excitement building in your chest. Feel the hope returning to your heart. Feel the power awakening in your consciousness. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your beautiful beginning. The time is now. Your power is real. Your desires are not just possible, they're inevitable. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and begin your journey into everything you've ever wanted. You are loved. You are worthy. You are ready. Begin.
Have you ever wondered why financial abundance seems to flow easily to some people, while others struggle their entire lives? I want to share something powerful with you today that might challenge everything you believe about money and wealth creation. Look at your bank account right now. What story is it telling you? That you don't have enough? That you're struggling to make ends meet? That financial freedom is somewhere in the distant future, always just out of reach? What if I told you that story is merely an illusion, a mirage created by your own mind? The greatest barrier to your financial abundance isn't out there in the economy, job market, or your circumstances. It's within your own mind. This isn't just motivation or positive thinking. This is about understanding the sophisticated machinery of your consciousness and how it quite literally creates your financial reality. Let me ask you something deeply personal. If you woke up tomorrow with $10 million in your account, how would you truly feel? Excited? Relieved? Or maybe strangely uncomfortable? That discomfort, that subtle uneasiness at the thought of sudden wealth, reveals something profound about your relationship with money. For most of us, our connection to wealth is complicated by deep-seated beliefs we've absorbed throughout our lives, often without realizing it. Research in behavioral psychology shows that an astonishing 95% of people unconsciously reject wealth, even when it's directly within their reach. They sabotage opportunities, make self-defeating financial decisions, or simply fail to recognize abundance when it's staring them in the face. Think about the messages you've heard about money throughout your life. Money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy and corrupt. You have to work hard for every dollar. People like us don't get rich. Money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. These aren't just harmless phrases. They're sophisticated programming that has created neural pathways in your brain. They've installed mental blocks that are actively repelling wealth from your life right now, in this very moment. These beliefs don't just influence your conscious thoughts. They shape your subconscious reactions, your instinctive decisions, and even your ability to recognize financial opportunities when they appear. Let's talk about the neuroscience behind your financial reality. Your brain is a meaning-making machine, designed to maintain what feels familiar and safe. If you've spent years living paycheck to paycheck, that pattern becomes your normal, and your brain actively works to maintain that status quo, even if consciously you want more. This explains why simply wishing for money or repeating affirmations often doesn't create lasting change. You're trying to override deep neural pathways with surface-level technique. It's like putting a fresh coat of paint on a house with a crumbling foundation. Neuroscientists have discovered that your brain forms default pathways, habits of thought that become your automatic responses to money. These pathways dictate how you perceive financial opportunities, how you handle money when you have it, and even how comfortable you feel in environments of wealth. But here's where things get truly exciting. The field of neuroplasticity has shown us that these pathways can be rewired at any age. Your brain possesses an incredible ability to form new connections based on your thoughts, beliefs, and experiences. When you understand this, you realize that your financial situation isn't fixed. It's fluid, responsive, and waiting for you to reprogram the command. Let's go deeper and start with a fundamental truth that most financial education completely misses. Money isn't what you think it is. Money isn't the paper in your wallet or the numbers in your account. At its core, money is simply a shared belief system, an idea we've collectively agreed to follow. Those dollar bills, just paper with ink. Your bank balance, just digits on a screen. What gives money its power is the meaning we attach to it, the belief that it holds value. Quantum physics has revealed that reality at its most fundamental level is not the solid, unchangeable thing we perceive with our senses. Matter itself is mostly empty space. What appears solid is actually energy vibrating at specific frequencies. The version of reality you experience, including your financial reality, depends on your thoughts and beliefs, which shape what you allow into your life. In quantum terms, you're collapsing probability waves into particles, turning potential into experience through the act of observation and expectation. This isn't pseudoscience, it's cutting-edge physics applied to your everyday life. Your consciousness is not just passively observing reality, it's actively participating in creating it. When you truly understand this, money transforms from something you chase to something you tune into, like adjusting the dial on a radio to receive a frequency that's always broadcasting. So how can we break free from our scarcity consciousness? Most of us were conditioned from childhood to see money as scarce and difficult to obtain. We were taught that only the lucky few can truly be wealthy, that there's only so much prosperity to go around, and someone else's gain must mean our loss. This zero-sum thinking creates what I call scarcity blindness, the inability to see abundance even when it surrounds you. It's like wearing sunglasses indoors and complaining about the darkness. But what if abundance is actually our natural state? What if the flow of wealth is always available to us, and we've just been blocking it with our limiting belief? I invite you to consider a radical new perspective. What if money isn't something to chase or hoard, but a tool that flows freely when you're aligned with abundance? What if financial struggle isn't a reality to overcome, but an illusion to dispel? Imagine viewing your relationship with money not from a place of fear or lack, but from a deep knowledge that abundance is your birthright, as natural as breathing. This isn't positive thinking. It's about fundamentally changing how you see yourself in relation to wealth. It's about removing the internal barriers that have been blocking your natural state of prosperity. Here's something crucial that many manifestation teachers miss. Your emotions are the true currency of creation. Your thoughts matter. Yes. Your actions matter. Certainly. But it's your emotions, your felt experience of life that truly shape your financial reality. Think about it. When you worry about money, what do you feel? Anxiety, tension, constriction. These emotions create a specific energetic signature that repels the very thing you're trying to attract. Contrast that with how you feel when you're confident about your finances. Open, expansive, peaceful, generous. This emotional state creates a completely different vibration, one that naturally attracts more abundance. The key insight here is that your emotional state around money isn't just a reaction to your financial situation, it's actually creating it. This is why simply thinking positive thoughts about money while feeling scared about your bills doesn't work. Your emotions will always overpower your thoughts in the manifestation process. So how do you change your emotional relationship with money? It starts with awareness. Notice how you feel when you check your bank account, pay bills, or make purchases. These emotional responses reveal your deepest beliefs about money. Once you're aware, you can begin to shift. Find memories or experiences where you felt abundant, regardless of the amount of money involved. Perhaps it was a moment of generosity, or a time when you had exactly what you needed. Revisit these feelings regularly until they become more familiar than scarcity. Your assumptions create your reality. Every part of your life, including your finances, reflects the assumptions you hold about yourself and what you believe you deserve. Instead of trying to force external change, fully embody the reality of already having achieved what you desire. This isn't about focusing on what you want. It's about becoming who you would be if you already had it. It's identity-based transformation at its most profound. Imagine for a moment, who would you be if you were already financially abundant? How would you move through your day as your wealthy self? How would you make decisions? How would you carry yourself? What thoughts would naturally arise? This isn't pretending or fake it till you make it. It's a profound psychological and energetic transformation that rewires your brain and aligns your energy with abundance. When you consistently assume the state of being wealthy, your subconscious mind begins to accept it as truth. And once this happens, your subconscious works tirelessly to turn that inner belief into outer reality. It influences your perceptions, your decisions, the opportunities you notice, and even how others respond to you. When you assume the identity of a wealthy person, not in an arrogant way, but in a natural, confident way, that assumption gradually solidifies into your physical experience. Developing wealth consciousness requires more than occasional visualization or sporadic affirmations. It's about creating a new relationship with the entire concept of abundance. Here's what wealth consciousness truly looks like. Number 1, seeing money as a friend, not an enemy. People with wealth consciousness view money as a positive force, a tool for good, and a means of expressing value, not something dirty, stressful, or complicated. Number 2, believing in unlimited supply. Rather than seeing wealth as a limited resource to fight over, they understand that abundance is infinite and constantly expanding. Number 3, focusing on circulation, not accumulation. They understand that money, like energy, needs to flow. They're comfortable with both receiving and giving. Number 4, valuing themselves and their contributions. They know their worth and don't apologize for receiving abundant compensation for the value they provide. Number 5, taking inspired action. They don't just think about wealth, they move toward it with confident, inspired action that feels good. Number 6, practicing gratitude for what they have. They consistently acknowledge and appreciate the abundance already present in their lives. Number 7, trusting in perfect timing. They understand that wealth has its own divine timing and don't force outcomes through desperate action. The good news is that each of these aspects of wealth consciousness can be developed with consistent practice. Your brain is remarkably adaptable, capable of creating new neural pathways at any age. Now let's explore the practical tools that can help you embody this new relationship with wealth. Number 1, the I remember when technique. This powerful practice helps you create a psychological bridge from your current state to your desired financial reality. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in the future, looking back on your current financial situation as a distant memory. Say to yourself, I remember when I used to worry about money. I remember when I would check my bank account with anxiety. I remember when financial freedom seemed impossible. Now I live with complete financial abundance. Now money flows to me easily and frequently. Now I make financial decisions from a place of security and peace. As you do this, engage all your senses. Feel the emotions of relief, confidence, and gratitude. Visualize the details of your abundant lifestyle, where you live, what you wear, how you spend your time. Hear the conversations you'd have as a financially successful person. What makes this technique so effective is that it places scarcity in the past tense and abundance in the present tense, training your subconscious to accept this new reality as current truth. Practice this daily, especially before sleep, when your subconscious mind is most receptive and the critical faculty that might reject these new ideas is less active. Number 2, belief excavation and replacement. Our financial beliefs are often hidden from our conscious awareness, operating like invisible software running in the background of our minds. To transform your financial reality, you need to bring these beliefs into the light and systematically replace them with empowering alternatives. Start by examining your current financial patterns. Are you constantly overspending? Do you avoid looking at your bank account? Do opportunities for advancement seem to pass you by? These patterns point to underlying beliefs. Ask yourself, what must I believe about money for my current situation to be true? Some common limiting beliefs include, I don't deserve to be wealthy. Money is the source of conflict and stress. Wealthy people are unethical. I'm not smart enough to manage large sums of money. If I become rich, people will only want me for my money. I have to work extremely hard for every dollar. Once you've identified these beliefs, trace them back to their origin. When did you first adopt them? Was it something your parents said, an experience in childhood, a message from society or religion? Understanding the source helps loosen the belief's grip on your psyche. You can recognize that it was formed when you had limited perspective and information. It's not an absolute truth. Then transform each limiting belief into an empowering one. I am worthy of abundance in alms. Money brings peace and possibility into my life. Wealth allows me to express my highest values. I am financially intelligent and manage money wisely. My wealth attracts genuine relationships and creates positive impact. Money flows to me easily when I'm aligned with my gift. Write down these new beliefs and read them daily. Find evidence that supports them. Gradually, your mind will accept them as your new financial operating system. Number 3, embodied wealth practices. Wealth consciousness isn't just mental, it's physical. Your body holds your financial beliefs in its posture, movements, and energy. Try these embodied practices to accelerate your transformation. 1. Wealth walking. Walk as your wealthy self would walk, with confidence, ease, and purpose. Feel abundance in every step. Your physiology directly influences your psychology. So changing how you move can change how you think and feel about money. 2. Abundant breathing. Practice deep, expansive breathing while imagining wealth flowing into your life with each inhale and resistance, releasing with each exhale. Your breath is intimately connected to your nervous system, which governs your stress responses around money. 3. Prosperity posture. Sit or stand as if you're already financially free. Shoulders relaxed, spine tall, chest open. This posture signals to your brain that you're safe, confident, and open to receiving. 4. Wealth visualization with touch. As you visualize financial abundance, touch something that represents wealth to you, perhaps a special coin, a luxury item, or even just your wallet. This creates a somatic anchor for the feeling of abundance. Integrate these practices into your daily routine until they become second nature. Remember, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're rewiring your entire being to align with wealth. The next practical tool on our list is called Divine Partnership Protocol. Many people approach manifestation with a white-knuckle grip, trying to force outcomes through sheer will. This creates resistance that blocks the very abundance they seek. The Divine Partnership Protocol offers a more balanced approach, combining intentional creation with spiritual surrender. Start by clarifying exactly what financial abundance means to you. Be specific about amounts, time frames, and how wealth will feel and function in your life. This clarity sends a precise signal to the universe about what you're creating. Then, release your attachment to how this abundance will come to you. Trust that the universe has a broader perspective and can see opportunities invisible from your viewpoint. This doesn't mean becoming passive. It means balancing trust with inspired action, following your intuition, and taking steps that feel natural and aligned, without forcing or striving. Remember that your path to abundance may take unexpected turns. What looks like a detour or even a setback might be setting you up for an even greater opportunity. Practice this balance daily by asking, what's my next aligned step toward abundance? Then take that step with full presence, while releasing attachment to immediate outcomes. This divine dance between intention and surrender creates a frictionless path to wealth that feels more like flowing than fighting. The next tool you can use is called Reticular Activating System Reprogramming. Your brain has a filtering system called the Reticular Activating System that determines what information from your environment reaches your conscious awareness. Right now, your ass might be programmed to filter out wealth opportunities while highlighting evidence of financial struggle. This means you could be walking past potential gold mines every day without noticing them. By consciously reprogramming your ass, you can train your brain to spotlight abundance wherever it exists. Start by consciously deciding to notice evidence of wealth and opportunity in your daily life. This simple intention activates your ass to prioritize abundance-related information. Then practice the 24-hour abundance challenge. For the next day, commit to seeing everything through the lens of abundance. Every person is a potential connection to wealth. Every challenge an opportunity for growth. Every resource you already have an asset. Write down every instance of abundance you notice. The free coffee a friend bought you, the unexpected discount, the compliment that boosted your confidence, the idea that sparked during your commute. No example is too small. This exercise serves two important purposes. First, it forces your ass to actively search for wealth-related opportunities. Second, it trains you to perceive the abundance that already surrounds you but has been filtered from your awareness. After completing this challenge, review your list. You'll likely be amazed at how many moments of abundance you've been overlooking. This realization alone can shift your perception from scarcity to abundance. Make this practice of abundance spotting a daily habit. Over time, your brain will automatically begin to highlight opportunities, connections, and resources that align with your wealth goals. The ultimate level of financial transformation happens when abundance becomes not just something you do or have, but who you are. This identity level change occurs when you fully integrate your wealthy self into your current identity, eliminating the gap between who you are now and who you'll be when financially abundant. Start by creating a detailed profile of your wealthy identity. How does this version of you think? What values guide their decisions? How do they speak about money? What habits do they maintain? How do they contribute to others? Then gradually adopt these traits, one by one, into your current life. If your wealthy self would read financial books, start reading one now. If they would network with successful people, begin building those connections today. If they would invest regularly, start with whatever amount is currently available to you. The key insight here is that you don't have to wait until you have money to become your wealthy self. In fact, becoming that person first is what attracts the wealth. An effective practice for accelerating this integration is wealth identity immersion. For 20 minutes each day, completely step into your wealthy identity. During this time, think, speak, move, and make decisions exactly as your wealthy self would. This isn't role-playing, it's identity rehearsal. You're literally training your nervous system to recognize this state as normal, creating neural pathways that will eventually become your default way of being. As you implement these practices, be aware of the common obstacles that may arise. Number 1. The worthiness trap. Many people consciously desire wealth, but subconsciously don't feel worthy of it. This creates an internal conflict that blocks manifestation. Signs you might be caught in the worthiness trap include feeling guilty when good things happen, sabotaging success when it comes, or believing you must suffer or struggle to earn money. To transcend this block, recognize that worthiness is your birthright, not something to be earned. Abundance is not a reward for good behavior. It's your natural state when you remove the barriers to it. Make a daily practice of affirming your inherent worthiness. I am worthy of abundance simply because I exist. I don't need to prove, earn, or justify my prosperity. Number 2, the visibility fear. Some people unconsciously fear that becoming wealthy will make them too visible, exposing them to criticism, judgment, or expectations from others. This fear often stems from childhood experiences where standing out led to negative consequences. It creates a subconscious resistance to wealth as a protection mechanism. To overcome this block, gradually expand your comfort zone with visibility. Share your goals with supportive people. Speak about money with increasing confidence. Imagine receiving positive attention for your success and responding to it with grace. Remind yourself, I am safe being seen in my full abundance. My success inspires others and contributes to greater good. Number 3, the identity conflict. Perhaps the most subtle block to wealth is the fear that becoming rich will change who you are, that you'll lose connection with loved ones or betray your values. This concern creates a subconscious resistance to wealth as a way of preserving your current identity and relationships. To resolve this conflict, consciously design your wealthy identity to include your core values and meaningful connections. Visualize using your wealth in ways that strengthen rather than threaten what matters most to you. Affirm, my wealth enhances who I truly am. As I prosper, I express my values more fully and create deeper connections with those I love. I believe in your capacity for abundance so deeply that I want to challenge you. Commit to these practices for the next 30 days. Not sporadically, not half-heartedly, but with the same dedication you'd give to a fitness program or learning a new skill. Immerse yourself fully in the emotions of wealth. Decode the universe's secret language of opportunity that surrounds you daily. Become the living embodiment of abundance in how you think, feel, and move through the world. During these 30 days, you'll likely experience resistance. Old beliefs will fight to maintain their position. You might feel silly acting wealthy when your circumstances haven't yet changed. You might question whether these practices really work. This resistance is normal. It's simply your old identity trying to preserve itself. When it arises, recognize it as a sign that you're making progress. Thank it for trying to protect you, then gently continue with your practices. Your wealth isn't something distant or unattainable. It's waiting for you, hidden in plain sight. All you need to do is align yourself with it. The practice is simple, but it requires consistency. Each day, choose to see yourself differently. Choose to feel differently about money. Choose actions aligned with abundance rather than scarcity. These daily choices may seem small, but they create momentum that eventually breaks through the barriers of your old financial identity. As you transform your financial reality, something remarkable happens. Your abundance creates ripples that extend far beyond your personal experience. When you free yourself from financial stress and limitation, you become more generous, not just with money, but with time, attention, and compassion. You create jobs, support causes, solve problems, and inspire others through your example. True wealth isn't just about accumulating resources. It's about expanding your capacity to contribute. As you prosper, you become a conduit for prosperity, channeling abundance to everyone you touch. This is the ultimate purpose of your financial transformation, not just to improve your life, but to become a force for good in the world. The financial transformation I'm describing isn't just about accumulating money, it's about freedom. Freedom from worry, freedom to pursue your passions, freedom to make a difference in the world. When you align yourself with abundance, you don't just change your bank account, you change your entire life. Your relationship with money reflects your relationship with life itself. As you heal one, you heal the other. As you expand your capacity to receive financially, you expand your capacity to receive all good things: love, joy, health, and purpose. The choice is yours. Will you continue living in scarcity, accepting limitation as your reality? Or will you step into the abundant future that's already yours at the level of potential? I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself. Your journey to financial freedom starts with a single thought: I am worthy of abundance, and it flows to me naturally. Think that thought, feel it, become it, and watch as your world transforms. Remember, your wealth is not out there somewhere waiting to be found. It's within you, waiting to be expressed. The time to begin is now.
Welcome, beautiful soul. If you found this video, it's no accident. You're here because you're ready to shift your energy, raise your vibration, and align with the abundance that's waiting for you. In the next few minutes, you'll hear over 100 powerful declarations designed to help you embody the feelings of prosperity, success, love, and limitless possibility. These aren't just words, they're energetic shifts that will help you become a magnet for everything you desire. You can use this video anytime you need an instant vibration boost. Play it first thing in the morning to set your day's intention. Listen before bed to program your subconscious mind, or use it whenever you want to realign with your highest self. As you listen, really feel each declaration in your body. Let the words sink into your heart and cells. You'll notice that each declaration also appears on screen as you hear it. This powerful combination of hearing and seeing engages multiple pathways to your subconscious mind, allowing the positive messages to integrate even more deeply into your being. Whether you choose to close your eyes and focus purely on the sound, or keep them open to read along with each declaration, you're creating a multi-sensory experience that bypasses your conscious resistance and speaks directly to the part of your mind that creates your reality. Take a comfortable position, breathe deeply, and let's begin this beautiful journey of transformation together. You don't have to believe these declarations completely right now. Just be open to the possibility that they could be true for you. Remember, you are worthy, you are powerful, and you are ready to receive all the good that life has to offer. Let's raise your vibration now. I am a powerful creator of my reality. Abundance flows to me effortlessly and naturally. I am worthy of all the good things life has to offer. Money comes to me easily and frequently. I attract opportunities that align with my highest good. I am grateful for the wealth that surrounds me now. My income increases consistently every month. I radiate confidence and attract success. I am open to receiving abundance in all forms. The universe conspires to help me succeed. I trust the process of life completely. I am aligned with the energy of prosperity. Every day brings new opportunities for growth. I deserve to live an abundant life. My positive energy attracts positive results. I am a magnet for financial abundance. I choose thoughts that serve my highest good. Wealth flows to me from multiple sources. I am grateful for my expanding prosperity. I release all limiting beliefs about money. I embrace my power to create positive change. Amazing opportunities come to me daily. I am worthy of love, success, and happiness. My bank account grows larger every day. I attract the right people at the right time. I am living my life purpose with passion. Money is a positive force in my life. I welcome unexpected financial blessings. I am confident in my ability to succeed. The universe supports my dreams and goals. I am open to new streams of income. My vibration attracts miraculous experiences. I celebrate my financial victories, big and small. I am becoming wealthier every single day. Love and abundance are my natural state. I trust my intuition to guide me perfectly. I am surrounded by endless possibilities. My positive mindset creates positive outcomes. I attract clients and customers effortlessly. I am grateful for money and money is grateful for me. I step into my power fearlessly. Prosperity is flowing to me right now. I deserve to be compensated well for my gifts. I am a successful and prosperous person. My dreams are manifesting into reality. I welcome change as an opportunity for growth. I am aligned with the frequency of abundance. Money loves me, and I love money. I attract abundance through joy and gratitude. I am worthy of financial freedom. My wealth creates positive impact in the world. I trust the timing of my life perfectly. I am open to receiving more than I can imagine. Success comes naturally and easily to me. I am grateful for this moment of transformation. I radiate love and attract love in return. My income exceeds my expenses with ease. I am a wise steward of my financial resources. I attract mentors and guides who support my success. I am living an extraordinary life. Money flows to me while I sleep. I am aligned with my soul's purpose. I welcome prosperity in all areas of my life. I am confident in my unique gifts and talents. The universe rewards my positive actions. I am grateful for my expanding abundance. I attract opportunities that excite and inspire me. I am worthy of premium prices for my services. My energy field magnetizes wealth and success. I choose to see abundance everywhere I look. I am financially free and living my dreams. I trust that everything is working out for me. I am a powerful co-creator with the universe. Money comes to me in fun and surprising ways. I am grateful for my growing prosperity consciousness. I attract high-paying opportunities effortlessly. I am worthy of receiving without struggle. My vibration attracts my perfect life. I am open to abundance beyond my current imagination. I celebrate every sign of increasing prosperity. I am becoming more successful every day. The universe provides for me abundantly. I am worthy of wealth and financial security. I attract people who support my highest good. I am living in alignment with my values. Money is drawn to my positive energy. I am grateful for unexpected financial gifts. I trust my ability to create wealth consistently. I am open to receiving abundance from all sources. My prosperity consciousness expands daily. I attract situations that benefit everyone involved. I am worthy of living without financial stress. I welcome opportunities to serve and prosper. I am grateful for the abundance that is coming. I radiate worthiness and attract respect. I am aligned with the energy of success. Money flows to me through channels of joy. I am worthy of having my desires fulfilled. I trust that I am always provided for. I am grateful for this moment of empowerment. I am open to receiving all the good the universe has for me. I attract wealth through authentic self-expression. I am worthy of abundance in all forms. My positive energy creates positive bank statements. I welcome financial miracles into my life. I am grateful for my expanding comfort zone. I attract investors and supporters naturally. I am worthy of premium experiences and relationships. Money serves my highest purpose and greatest good. I am living proof that dreams do come true. I attract abundance through love and service. I am worthy of wealth that grows generously. I welcome opportunities to multiply my income. I am grateful for the prosperity that flows through me. I radiate abundance and attract abundant people. I am worthy of financial peace and security. I trust the universe to deliver beyond my expectations. I am aligned with the frequency of infinite possibility. Money and I have a loving, respectful relationship. I am grateful for the abundant life I am creating. I attract success by being authentically myself. I am worthy of wealth that allows me to give generously. I welcome prosperity as my natural birthright. I am grateful for every blessing, seen and unseen. I radiate joy and attract joyful abundance. I am worthy of financial freedom and creative expression. I trust that my highest good is unfolding perfectly. I am open to receiving abundance in unexpected ways. I celebrate my journey of growth and prosperity. I am grateful for the powerful creator I am becoming. Take a deep breath and feel how your energy has shifted. Notice the lightness, the possibility, the hope that's flowing through you right now. This is your natural state. You are abundance, you are love, you are infinite possibility. Carry this energy with you throughout your day. Return to this video whenever you need a reminder of who you really are and what you're capable of creating. Remember, transformation happens one thought, one belief, one declaration at a time. You've just planted 130 seeds of abundance in your consciousness. Water them with gratitude, tend them with consistent action, and watch your reality transform. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who could use a vibration boost. Your support helps us reach more souls who are ready for positive transformation. Until next time, keep shining your light and attracting all the good that's meant for you.
You're here right now for a reason, not by chance, not by coincidence, but because something deep within you is ready to transform. Look around at your life. What do you see? Struggle, limitation, scarcity? Let me tell you something powerful. These conditions aren't your reality. They're simply the echo of your past thinking. Today marks the end of that old story and the beginning of your extraordinary new chapter. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for permission to be abundant. They think wealth comes from outside themselves, from the economy, their job, their connections, or pure luck. They are so wrong. The truth that's about to revolutionize your life is this. The wealth you seek isn't something you need to chase. It's already yours, coded into the fabric of your being, waiting for you to claim it. Your mind is the most powerful creative force in the universe. Every thought you think is like planting a seed in the fertile soil of infinite possibility. What seeds have you been planting? For most people, it's seeds of worry, doubt, and what-ifs. They wake up thinking about bills, stress about finances during the day, and fall asleep anxious about tomorrow. And then they wonder why abundance feels so elusive. From this moment forward, you're going to plant different seeds. Seeds of certainty, seeds of abundance, seeds of unstoppable success. When you reshape your inner world, your outer world has no choice but to follow. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the fundamental law that governs all creation. Everything you see around you, every building, every invention, every fortune, began as a single thought in someone's mind before it materialized in physical form. Your financial empire is no different. It already exists in perfect form within the realm of infinite possibility. Your job isn't to make it happen, it's to align yourself with it and allow it to flow into your experience. Society has programmed you with limiting beliefs about money. Money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work hard for every dollar. Rich people are just lucky. You need money to make money. These mental chains have kept you trapped in financial mediocrity. Today we shatter them. Money is nothing more than frozen energy, and energy by its very nature is abundant. It's everywhere. It's infinite. There's no shortage of electricity in the universe, and there's no shortage of money either. The only shortage exists in your thinking. From this moment forward, adopt this powerful truth. Money flows to me easily, abundantly, and from multiple directions. Feel the truth of those words. Let them sink into your consciousness. Money isn't your enemy. It's not scarce. It's not elusive. It's your natural state, just as health is your body's natural state. Here's what separates the wealthy from everyone else. They don't just want money, they expect it. They feel worthy of it. They're comfortable with it. Starting right now, you're going to think, feel, and act as if your financial abundance is already secured. When you walk with the confidence of someone who knows their financial future is brilliant. When you speak, use the language of prosperity. I can afford that. I'm a money magnet. Financial opportunities find me wherever I go. When you make decisions, make them from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Ask yourself, what would a wealthy person do in this situation? Your brain cannot tell the difference between what's vividly imagined and what's real. When you consistently embody the feeling of already being wealthy, your subconscious mind accepts this as your reality and works tirelessly to bring it into physical form. Close your eyes right now and follow these steps. See yourself waking up in your dream home. Feel the luxurious sheets against your skin. Hear the sounds of peace and prosperity around you. Visualize opening your banking app and seeing millions in your accounts. Feel the deep sense of security and freedom this brings. Imagine making financial decisions without stress or worry, whether it's for yourself, your family, your business, or causes you care about. Feel the incredible sense of contribution as you use your wealth to make a difference in the world. This isn't daydreaming, this is advanced manifestation. You're literally programming your subconscious to recognize and attract these experiences. Do this visualization for just 5 minutes every morning and evening, and watch how rapidly your external reality begins to shift. Most people think success works like this: work hard, get results, feel good. But the universe operates in reverse. Feel good, attract results, work becomes inspired action. Your emotional state is like a powerful broadcast signal to the universe. When you feel prosperous, confident, and abundant, you literally become a human magnet for wealth. Here's how to accelerate this process. Number 1, gratitude amplification. Every morning and evening, give thanks for the abundance that's already in your life and for the millions that are on their way. Gratitude instantly raises your energetic frequency. Number 2, success immersion. Surround yourself with images, stories, and examples of wealth and success. Your environment shapes your expectations. Number 3, prosperity language pattern. Eliminate phrases like "I can't afford it" or "that's too expensive." Replace them with "how can I afford this?" or "I'm choosing to invest elsewhere right now." Number 4, wealth anchoring. Throughout your day, touch your thumb and forefinger together while feeling deep financial abundance. After doing this repeatedly, just this simple touch will instantly return you to that powerful state. But what about my current financial situation? I hear you asking. Your current circumstances are just the manifestation of your past thinking. They have absolutely zero power to determine your financial future unless you give them that power. When obstacles arise, and they will remember this powerful truth, obstacles are not stopping signs, they're directing signs. Every challenge you face is actually guiding you toward your wealth. It's either testing your commitment Are you serious about this? Teaching you a necessary skill, redirecting you to a better path, or strengthening you for the journey ahead. The universe doesn't send problems, it sends growth opportunities. When you embrace this mindset, nothing can stop you. Financial setbacks become setups for even greater comebacks. Most people approach wealth creation with a try and see attitude. They think, I'll try this approach and see if it works. This half-hearted commitment guarantees mediocre results. From this moment forward, your financial success is not a possibility. It's an inevitability. There is no if, only when. This certainty creates a powerful, energetic alignment that accelerates your manifestation timeline dramatically. When you know something is yours, you stop wavering, stop doubting, and stop undermining your own progress. The path to your millions may not be a straight line. It may twist and turn in ways you cannot currently imagine. But that's not your concern. Your job is simply to hold the vision of your wealth with unshakable certainty, follow the inspired actions that arise from that vision, and trust the process completely. The universe will handle the detail. It will orchestrate circumstances, opportunities, and connections in ways far more ingenious than your conscious mind could ever plan. Your wealth isn't coming someday. It's not in some distant future. It's here now, the moment you fully commit to claiming it. Make this declaration with me. I now step fully into my financial power. The millions I desire are already mine in consciousness, and therefore must manifest in my experience. I release all doubt, all fear, and all attachment to how it will happen. I trust the infinite intelligence of the universe to bring my wealth to me in perfect timing and in ways that serve the highest good of all. I am ready, I am worthy, I am abundant, and so it is. Feel the power of those words. This isn't just a statement, it's a binding contract with the universe. The moment you truly commit to this declaration, unseen forces begin moving heaven and earth to bring your financial empire into reality. There are two paths before you. Path 1. Continue with your old patterns of thinking about money and inevitably receive the same financial results you've always gotten. Path 2. Embrace these principles fully, embody them daily, and watch as your financial reality transforms beyond recognition. The choice is yours. But if you're still listening to these words, I know which path you're choosing. You're ready to step into the extraordinary financial abundance that has been waiting for you all along. Your millions aren't just possible, they're inevitable. Welcome to your new reality. Welcome to your extraordinary life of abundance. It begins now. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If you've resonated with these ideas, remember that this awareness alone is the first step toward transformation. Starting today, I invite you to become more conscious of where you direct your precious attention. Notice when you're giving energy to things you don't want, and practice gently redirecting your focus toward what you wish to cultivate. The universe is always listening, always responding. Your reality is being shaped in every moment by the quality of your attention. If this message has served you, please consider subscribing and sharing with someone who might benefit. I'm deeply grateful for your presence here, and I look forward to continuing this journey together. Until next time, remember, your attention is your superpower. Use it wisely and watch your world transform.
What if I told you that the very moment you change how you see yourself, your entire financial reality must shift? What if the wealth you've been seeking has been waiting for you to simply claim it? Listen carefully, because what I'm about to share will challenge everything you've been taught about money, success, and your own power. The secret to attracting wealth has nothing to do with your circumstances, your education, or even your current bank balance. It begins with a fundamental shift, not in what you do, but in what you assume to be true about yourself right now. Wealth is not something you pursue. It is something you recognize as already present within your consciousness. The moment you stop looking outside yourself for permission to be wealthy, the moment you stop waiting for conditions to change, you begin to activate forces that respond with absolute precision to your inner assumptions. Here's what most people get wrong. They believe their imagination is just wishful thinking. But imagination is the creative workshop of the universe, expressing itself through you. Whatever you consistently imagine yourself to be, whatever you feel yourself to truly possess, that becomes your lived reality. Tonight, before you sleep, I want you to do something revolutionary. Close your eyes and enter completely into the feeling of already having financial freedom. Don't imagine how it happened. That's not your concern. Simply feel what it would be like to have more than enough. Feel the relief, the joy, the absolute certainty that all your needs are met. The world around you has no choice but to conform to this inner state, because consciousness is the only reality. Everything you see in the physical world is simply the outpicturing of someone's consciousness. But here's where it gets interesting. Your word carries creative power. Every conversation you have with yourself, every assumption you make about money, every feeling you entertain about your worthiness, these are not just thoughts. They are commands issued to the creative principle of life. If you find yourself saying, "I never have enough," or "money is hard to come by," you are literally commanding your subconscious to create experiences that match those words. But the moment you begin to speak from abundance, to think from wealth, to feel from having rather than wanting, everything changes. The technique is simple but profound. Create one short scene that implies your financial desire is already fulfilled. Perhaps you're opening a letter confirming your financial freedom, or checking your bank account and seeing the numbers you desire. But here's the crucial part. You must feel it as real. Feel the texture of that moment, the weight lifting from your shoulders, the deep satisfaction of knowing you are provided for. This feeling must become your dwelling place. Return to it often throughout your day. When doubt creeps in, and it will, don't fight it. Simply redirect your attention back to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You see, most people have this backwards. They wait for wealth to feel wealthy. But the law works in reverse. You must feel wealthy for wealth to appear. You must assume abundance for abundance to manifest. Your imagination is not idle fantasy. It is the very womb of reality. Everything in your world first existed as an image in consciousness. The device you're using right now, the building you're in, the very clothes on your back, all of it was imagined before it was made real. You are constantly using this creative power, whether you realize it or not. Every time you picture the worst, dwell on problems, or rehearse failure in your mind, you are imagining just as creatively as when you envision success. The difference is in the direction of your attention. Stop worshiping facts. The facts of your current financial situation are nothing more than frozen shadows of previous assumptions. They do not define what's possible for you. The moment you realize this, you become free to choose a new story. Close your eyes right now and ask yourself, what would I see if my desire were already fulfilled? How would I feel? What would I be doing? Step into that scene completely. Touch the details. Hear the sounds. Smell the air. Make it vivid and alive. The more real it becomes in your imagination, the more natural it will become in your physical experience. You don't need to know how it will happen. That's not your job. Your only task is to dwell in the end, to live from the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. Your internal dialogue shapes everything. The stories you tell yourself about who you are, what you deserve, and what's possible. These are not empty thoughts. They are creative forces molding your experience. Every word you speak inwardly, especially when charged with emotion, plants a seed in your subconscious mind. Listen to yourself throughout the day. Are your thoughts filled with complaint and lack, or saturated with gratitude and expectancy? You cannot afford careless speech, not even as a joke. Your subconscious mind takes you at your word and begins immediately to create circumstances that match your dominant inner conversation. Instead of "I'll never get out of this," train yourself to say "everything is working in my favor." Instead of "I can't afford it," affirm "I am always provided for." These aren't just positive affirmations. They are declarations of truth spoken from the consciousness of abundance. Remember, feeling is the secret. Words without feeling are powerless, but words infused with conviction and emotion take deep root. When you speak inwardly, Speak with the feeling that what you say is already true. Let your tone be one of calm assurance, the voice of someone who knows. The power to transform your financial reality is not hidden somewhere outside of you. It's not locked away in a course, a book, or a mentor. It exists within your consciousness right now. You are not waiting on life. Life is waiting on you to awaken to what you truly are. The same creative force that moves the stars and governs the tides lives in you as you. When you recognize that consciousness is the only reality, you stop chasing the world and start commanding it. You no longer seek power because you realize you are the power. You were not born to struggle financially. That was learned, accepted, without question. But beneath that conditioning is your true nature, creative, abundant, unlimited. The outer world may have taught you scarcity, but your inner world knows no lack. The source of your wealth is not a job, a client, or an economy. Those are merely channels. The real source is your state of consciousness. Hold abundance in mind, and you must experience abundance in form. This is not attraction. This is expression. You are radiating your inner state outward. Turn inward now. Still your mind. Withdraw your attention from the outer clamor and become aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your assumptions. They are not meaningless. They are the blueprint of your reality. Begin this moment to assume you are already the person who lives abundantly. Not someday, now. Feel the reality of being provided for. Feel the certainty that what you need is already prepared. Let go of the question how and enter the state of it is done. When you consistently dwell in this consciousness, outer changes become inevitable, not because you force them, but because you have aligned with a higher truth. You are using the gift of imagination not to escape life, but to shape it according to your highest vision. Do not look to others for permission. Do not wait for circumstances to become favorable. The moment you shift your inner state, the moment you say within yourself, I am, you set the creative law in motion. You already possess this power. It has always been yours. All that is required is your conscious decision to use it, to believe that what you seek already exists within you, to walk in the awareness that your world is not happening to you, but flowing from you. Wealth begins in consciousness, because consciousness is where everything begins, not in a bank account or business strategy. Those are effects, not causes. The root of lasting prosperity lies in the invisible realm of thought, feeling, and identity. You cannot harvest abundance until you have first planted abundance in your mind. Your consciousness is the soil, and what grows must reflect what has been sown. True wealth flows from inner awareness, how you see yourself, what you believe about your worthiness, what you assume to be true about your relationship with abundance itself. When your inner state reflects prosperity, the outer world must harmonize with it. Feel into the state of wealth now, not as something you hope to achieve someday, but as something you are claiming in this moment. This is not pretense. It is alignment with the truth that everything already exists in infinite potential, waiting for your recognition. The common error is looking outward and reacting to appearances. But what you see is the result of past states of consciousness. To break the cycle, you must act from the unseen, trust the invisible. You are not subject to appearances unless you accept them as final. Ask yourself, what do I truly believe about wealth, about money, about my worthiness to receive? These beliefs are living energies shaping your experience. If limiting beliefs exist, you need not force them away. Simply observe without judgment and choose a new assumption. Begin affirming, wealth flows to me with ease. I am worthy of abundance. Life supports me fully. Say it until it feels natural, until it becomes part of who you know yourself to be. You are not merely repeating words. You are stepping into a new reality, shifting your inner atmosphere. That shift, though invisible at first, begins to reconfigure your world. Opportunities appear, resources align, people respond to your changed energy. The world reflects not what you want, but what you have become within. Wealth is not about accumulation. It is about expression. It is the free flow of life through you. And that flow begins when you no longer see yourself as separate from the source. The source is not outside you. It is you, expressing as your own awakened consciousness. Do not wait for tomorrow. Begin now to live from abundance. Not when conditions improve, but now, because now is all there is. And now is where your creative power lives. You are not here to chase wealth. You are here to awaken to it. The riches you seek arise from the depths of your own consciousness. As you feel it real, imagine vividly, speak with authority, and dwell in the awareness of already having, life must respond. The law is beautifully simple. As within, so without. Stop looking to the world for confirmation and become the source of it. Live from the end, think from abundance, and carry the quiet confidence of one who knows it is already done. Everything you need to attract wealth exists within your consciousness right now, waiting not to be earned, but to be claimed. This is your invitation to claim it. But let me share with you something profound. There are those who will tell you that wanting wealth is somehow unspiritual, that desiring abundance makes you greedy or selfish. This is the greatest lie ever perpetuated upon humanity. You are here to express the fullness of life, and abundance in all its forms is your divine birthright. The universe is abundant by nature. Look around you, countless stars, infinite space, endless creativity flowing through every living thing. Scarcity is not a natural law. It is a learned limitation. You were born into an abundant universe, and that same abundance seeks to express itself through you in every area of your life. When you truly understand this, you realize that by claiming your wealth, you are not taking from others. You are adding to the total sum of abundance in the world. Your prosperity creates opportunities for others. Your success inspires possibilities. Your wealth becomes a channel through which more good can flow into the world. Now, let me tell you something that may surprise you. The reason most people struggle with money is not because they don't work hard enough or lack opportunity. It's because they have unconsciously accepted a story about themselves that keeps them locked in limitation. They have identified with being someone who never has enough or has to struggle for everything. Identity is everything. You cannot rise above the person you believe yourself to be. If deep down you believe you are someone who is destined to struggle financially, then no amount of effort, no strategy, no opportunity will permanently change your circumstances. You might experience temporary improvement, but you will inevitably return to the level that matches your self-concept. This is why the work must begin within. You must first become wealthy in consciousness before you can become wealthy in form. You must know yourself as someone who naturally attracts abundance, who effortlessly receives, who is worthy of the very best life has to offer. Let me give you a technique that will accelerate this transformation. I call it living in the end. Instead of working toward your goal, you must learn to work from it. Instead of trying to become wealthy, you must assume you already are, and think, feel, and act from that assumption. Every morning when you wake up, before you check your phone, before you think about your problems, before you engage with the world, spend 10 minutes in the consciousness of wealth. Feel what it would be like to wake up, knowing that money is never a concern for you. Feel the peace, the freedom, the joy of someone who is completely financially secure. Throughout your day, make decisions from this consciousness. When you're choosing what to eat, what to wear, how to spend your time, choose as someone who knows they are abundant. This doesn't mean being reckless with money. It means moving through the world with the confidence and peace of someone who knows they are provided for. And here's what will happen. And this might seem impossible to you now, but I promise you it is the natural result of this practice. As you consistently live from this assumption, your external world will begin to rearrange itself to match your internal state. Opportunities you couldn't have predicted will appear. People will be drawn to help you. Resources will flow to you in the most unexpected ways. This is not magic. This is law, the law of consciousness. What you are conscious of being, you must become in your experience. It has never failed, and it cannot fail, because consciousness is the substance from which all things are made. But here's where most people stumble. They try this technique for a few days or a few weeks, and when they don't see immediate external changes, they give up. They return to their old ways of thinking, their old conversations with themselves, their old emotional patterns, and then they wonder why nothing changed. The truth is, changes in consciousness often precede changes in circumstances by what seems like a long time, but is actually the perfect time. There is a gestation period for every seed of desire you plant in consciousness. Just as a farmer doesn't dig up his seeds every day to see if they're growing, you must not constantly check the external world to see if your assumption is working. Your only job is to remain faithful to the assumption, to return again and again to the feeling of wealth, the consciousness of abundance, the knowing that you are provided for. The external world is not your concern. That is the domain of the creative principle within you, which knows exactly how to bring about the fulfillment of your assumption. Now let me tell you about the power of gratitude in this process. Gratitude is not something you do after you receive what you want. Gratitude is what opens the door for you to receive it. When you feel genuinely grateful for the wealth that is yours in consciousness, you are acknowledging its reality. You are saying yes to it with your entire being. Every night before you sleep, make it a practice to feel grateful for your abundance. Not grateful that it's coming, grateful that it's here. Feel thankful for the financial freedom you possess, for the security you enjoy, for the generosity you can express. This gratitude, when it comes from a deep knowing of already having, is one of the most powerful attracting forces in the universe. But I want to address something that creates confusion for many people. They ask, if I'm supposed to feel wealthy now, does that mean I should spend money I don't have? Should I act irresponsibly with my finances? The answer is no. Living from the consciousness of wealth means making wise decisions from a place of inner security, not making foolish decisions from a place of pretense. When you truly feel wealthy within, you naturally make choices that honor and protect your resources. You don't spend from fear or lack, but neither do you spend from a need to prove something. You move with the wisdom and discernment of someone who understands the value of what they have and knows more is always available. The consciousness of wealth includes the consciousness of wisdom. It includes knowing when to spend, when to save, when to invest, when to give. These decisions flow naturally from the inner knowing of abundance, not from anxiety about scarcity. Let me share with you one of the most important principles you'll ever learn about attracting wealth. You must become comfortable receiving. So many people are comfortable giving, comfortable working, comfortable struggling, but deeply uncomfortable receiving. They feel guilty when good things come to them, as if they don't deserve it or haven't earned it. This discomfort with receiving creates a block in the flow of abundance. It's like trying to fill a cup while simultaneously poking holes in the bottom. No matter how much flows in, it flows right back out because you don't believe you should have it. Practice receiving in small ways. When someone offers to pay for your coffee, let them. When someone gives you a compliment, simply say thank you instead of deflecting it. When unexpected money comes to you, even if it's just finding $1 on the street, receive it with joy and gratitude. As you become more comfortable receiving small things, you expand your capacity to receive larger things. The universe is always seeking to give to you, but it can only give what you are willing and able to receive. Here's another crucial point that will transform your relationship with money. Stop making money more important than it is, and stop making it less important than it is. Money is simply a symbol, a tool, a means of exchange. It has no power except what you give it. It is neither good nor evil, it simply is. When you make money your God, when you think it will solve all your problems and make you happy, you give it a power it doesn't possess. When you demonize money, when you think it's the root of all evil, or that spiritual people shouldn't want it, you push away something that could be a beautiful tool for good in your life. The healthy relationship with money is to see it as a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. When you are conscious of your true worth, when you know that your value comes from who you are, rather than what you have, then money becomes a delightful addition to your life, rather than a desperate necessity. From this consciousness, money flows more easily because you're not grasping for it out of fear. You're not repelling it out of guilt. You're simply allowing it to flow as naturally as breath, taking what you need and sharing what you can. Now let me address the question that's probably arising in your mind. How long does this take? The answer depends entirely on how completely you can accept the new story about yourself and how consistently you can live from it. Some people experience dramatic shifts within days or weeks of truly embracing their identity as abundant beings. Others take months or even years to fully transform their consciousness and see corresponding changes in their external world. The timing is not what matters. The certainty of the outcome is what matters. What I can promise you is this: if you persist in the consciousness of wealth, if you refuse to return to the old story of lack and limitation, if you make the feeling of abundance your dwelling place, then the external change is not just possible, it is inevitable. The challenge is that your current circumstances will try to pull you back into the old story. Your bank account, your bills, your current income, they will all seem to argue against your new assumption. This is where faith comes in, not blind faith, but faith rooted in understanding. You must understand that what you see with your physical eyes is the result of past consciousness. It is old news. It is the fruit of seeds you planted in consciousness weeks, months, or years ago. It has nothing to do with what you're planting now, and everything to do with what you planted then. When you truly grasp this, you can look at your current financial situation with complete peace, knowing that it's simply the outpicturing of your former state of consciousness. You don't need to fight it or feel bad about it. You simply need to remain faithful to your new assumption and allow time for the new harvest to appear. This is why I teach people to live in the end. Don't live in the struggle toward your goal. Live as if the goal is already achieved. Don't think about becoming wealthy. Think as someone who is wealthy. Don't hope for abundance. Assume abundance. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every feeling you entertain is either reinforcing your new story or returning you to your old one. There is no neutral ground. You are always creating, always choosing, always assuming something about yourself and your life. Make sure you are conscious of what you're choosing. Make sure your thoughts, words, and feelings align with the person you are becoming, rather than the person you used to be. Let me share with you a powerful evening practice that will accelerate your transformation. Each night before you fall asleep, review your day, not to judge or criticize, but to notice. When did you think from wealth today? When did you think from lack? When did you feel abundant? When did you feel limited? Don't judge what you notice. Simply observe with the loving awareness of someone who is committed to growth. Then, gently revise any moments when you fell back into the old story. In your imagination, replay those moments from your new identity. See yourself responding to challenges from abundance rather than fear, making decisions from wisdom rather than worry. This practice of revision is incredibly powerful because it literally rewrites your emotional memory of the day. It helps establish your new identity more firmly and prevents the old patterns from taking root. As you fall asleep, do so in the consciousness of wealth. Feel grateful for the abundance that is yours. Feel peaceful about your financial future. Feel excited about the opportunities that are coming. Let these feelings carry you into sleep, and let them be the first feelings you experience when you wake. Sleep is a particularly powerful time for impression because your conscious mind is quieted and your subconscious is most receptive. The feelings and assumptions you carry into sleep are impressed deeply into your subconscious, and your subconscious works throughout the night to create circumstances that match those impressions. Many people have experienced sudden windfalls, unexpected opportunities, or breakthrough ideas that came to them in dreams or upon waking. This is not coincidence. This is the natural result of falling asleep in the consciousness of their fulfilled desire. Now, as you begin to apply these principles, you may notice resistance from family members, friends, or colleagues. They may make comments about your changing attitude toward money. They may try to pull you back into conversations about lack and limitation. They may even criticize your new way of thinking as unrealistic or impractical. This resistance is natural and actually a sign that you're changing. The people around you have become accustomed to you being a certain way, and your transformation challenges their own beliefs about what's possible. Don't take their resistance personally, and don't let it deter you from your path. You don't need to convince anyone else of these truths. You don't need to defend your new way of thinking or prove that it works. Your only responsibility is to live from your new assumption and let your results speak for themselves. In fact, I recommend that you keep your inner work private, at least in the beginning. Share your new consciousness through your being, rather than your words. Let people wonder what's different about you. Let them be inspired by your peace, your confidence, your joy. As your external world begins to change, as abundance starts flowing into your life in tangible ways, then you can share these principles with those who are genuinely interested. But don't try to convert the skeptical or convince the doubtful. Save your energy for your own transformation. Remember, you are not trying to manipulate the universe or trick life into giving you what you want. You are simply aligning with the truth of your being. You are remembering who you really are beneath all the conditioning and limitations you've accepted. Wealth is your natural state. Abundance is your birthright. Joy, peace, freedom, and prosperity are not rewards you earn through suffering. They are expressions of your true nature that emerge when you stop blocking them with false beliefs about yourself. The moment you truly accept this, the moment you stop arguing for your limitations and start assuming your possibilities, your whole world changes. Not just your financial world, your entire experience of life becomes richer, fuller, more beautiful. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to feel excited about your future where others feel anxious. You begin to move through the world with a confidence and peace that draws good things to you like a magnet. This is not about becoming someone you're not. It's about becoming who you've always been beneath the layers of doubt and fear. It's about remembering your true identity as a creative, powerful, abundant being who is here to express the fullness of life. So I leave you with this. Everything you need is already within you. Every tool, every technique, every principle I've shared is simply a way of helping you remember and activate what you already possess. You are not lacking anything. You are not broken or incomplete. You are perfect, whole, and complete right now. And your abundance is simply the natural expression of that perfection. Begin today. Begin now. Assume you are wealthy, and let that assumption guide every thought, every feeling, every action. Live as if it's already true, because in the realm of consciousness, where all things are created, it already is. Your wealth is not coming to you, it's coming through you. You are not attracting abundance, you are expressing it. You are not trying to become prosperous, you are recognizing the prosperity that has always been your true nature. This is your moment. This is your invitation. This is your time to step into the fullness of who you really are and claim the abundance that has always been yours. The only question is, will you accept it? Everything you need to attract wealth exists within your consciousness right now, waiting not to be earned, but to be claimed. This is your invitation to claim it.